Hello, my name is Gabe Grimoire, and for the last year and a half, I've been developing a game in my free time. This is Bloomed Ghoul, a 2D action roguelike about descending a living dungeon by any means necessary. In the game, you play as a ghoul, risen from the dead by a magical seed implanted in your chest. You don't know who you are or where you are. All you know is that the answers you seek lie below, and that to survive in the dungeon, you'll need to be just as monstrous as the creatures you face. This first devlog will be more of a general overview of the game, my plans for it, as well as a little bit about me. I'm developing Bloomed Ghoul completely on my own, and while I have a background in both game animation and design, I'm still learning quite a bit, especially when it comes to art and audio. I've always been a fan of devlogs. They're inspiring and they give you a peek at how games come together, which I think is pretty neat. Now, I've worked on many games before, but I never fully finished one, let alone published. Part of that is because I get wrapped up in other passions like streaming, running D&D campaigns, and of course just playing games. But part of that is also because I just kept not being satisfied with my current project and ended up working on a new one. But this time I've been really committed to finishing this game and releasing it onto Steam. These devlogs are a way to hold myself accountable as well and to hopefully share the journey with you. With that all said though, what is Bloomed Ghoul? At its core, Bloomed Ghoul is a 2D top-down action game. Your goal is to descend deeper into the dungeon by jumping down holes, which appear on every floor. They're typically closed at first, but will open the way down once all enemies have been defeated. Once you descend deep enough, you'll face a boss. Defeat it, and you'll reach the campsite, a safe zone that serves as a hub before pushing deeper. Besides simply moving and attacking, you can also heavy attack, dash, or use an active ability. Both dashing and actives require Pith. Pith is essentially the game's stamina system. Different actions drain it, and you naturally regain it over time. You can dash across small gaps, and you're invulnerable while you dash, similar to games like Dark Souls. Abilities come from upgrades you find as you play. There are two types of abilities: passives, which are permanent effects, and actives, which you can equip two at a time. Picking up a third active forces you to drop the old one. Not every upgrade gives you an ability though. Some are a one-time use interactable, like an item, like the Bag of Bones, for instance, which just gives bones when you pick it up. So though not every upgrade is directly tied to combat, all of them do change your run in some way. Bones, in case you were wondering, are the main currency of the game. Right now you can use them to buy items in shops or to unlock side rooms. Unlike many roguelikes, Bloomed Ghoul doesn't use procedural generation. Instead, every room is handcrafted. During a run, rooms are pulled in semi-random sequences, and they each have smaller, random elements to keep things a little fresher. I chose this approach because I wanted stronger, more deliberate room designs. Procedural generation can be great, don't get me wrong, but it often risks creating a lot of filler, and I believe that in the long run, it would do me more harm than good. Handcrafted rooms are also just easier to polish if something's off. As for navigating from one room to the next, different holes will lead to different types of rooms. When the holes open, you're faced with a decision. Descending always increases the dungeon's difficulty, but side rooms, on the other hand, which are accessed through gates rather than holes, don't raise the difficulty, but always cost bones to enter. I'm not going to cover every room type in this devlog since most are still a work in progress, but the core systems for them are already in place. In summary, the way you navigate the dungeon is like so. You descend, kill all enemies, then choose which hole to descend down from. If, after killing all enemies, thus completing the floor, you have enough bones, you can take a side room instead of descending. After several descensions, the next room is guaranteed to be a boss room. As for enemies, right now, the game only has 5 unique basic enemies and 2 bosses, with many more planned. I'll go into much more detail about enemy design though, as well as boss mechanics and progression in the next devlog, as otherwise I'd be here all day. At this point, the foundations of the game are in place. The core combat loop, enemies, bosses, upgrades, and more are all working. What I've shown here is just the beginning. I've barely scratched the surface. Now, again, this devlog was more of an overview of the game in its current state. There's still a bunch of topics I haven't covered or even shown. In the next one, I'll be covering the current enemies and bosses in detail, among other things. So if you're interested in learning more about the game and following the development, consider subscribing to the channel. You can also leave a comment if there's a topic you want me to cover in the next one. But that's everything for now. So stay tuned and, of course, thanks so much for watching.